Hey, what's going on, Creative Collective? Let me know that you're here. Let me know you're rocking and rolling. It's my first time using the stream yard, so we'll see how this is going. Making sure that I'm following everything's going right. So let's see. Huh. Well, for some reason I'm not showing on the Things Network. Oh, here I am. Hey, I am here. Here we go. Ah, sorry. So, hello, the Things Network. How are you doing today? Hope y'all are having a magnificent, awesome, happy Halloween. I thought everybody was trick or treating yesterday, but all of a sudden, no, they're trick or treating today. Dogs went crazy. So, I'm here on the Things Network. I'm so excited to be here. I want to give big thanks out to everybody who has made this possible. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. If you can uh, go through and all that jazzy jazz stuff, that would be awesome. Um, Let me know. Again, this is my first time doing this kind of stream, so I'm reading off of y'all. All right. So the way we start this off usually is I do a little song and dance number. All right. So uh, are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Here we go. Hey you, what you doing? Are you chasing ghosts? Are you answering questions that you don't even know? Are you trying to find the answers to things you don't know? Are you going after Sasquatch or UFOs? Are you on a pirate ship looking for bounties? Oh, I don't know. Hey you, what you doing? You're live here at the Wolf's Bear Den at Trinity Station on the Things Network. I'm Seth David Suits Healy. I am a intuitive medium. I'm the eccentric medium, the intuitive storyteller, and I'm here hoping to entertain and pass on some of my knowledge. I have some great decks I've never used before. This is a Literary Witches Oracle. Never been opened. Never been opened, so we're gonna open that tonight. Um, I always start off with some angel cards. It's always a good thing to do, I believe, at least, um, because it allows us to start the energy going, right? So our first card for tonight is love. How about that? Look at that beautiful card of love. You have all those colors in there too, and so those colors, the reds and the yellows, reds for grounding, yellows for love, um, and creating. So I always think that creating is already connected to love because when you create something, you have to love it, right? You have to love it. It's very, very important. So I said tonight's we're going to talk about the fear and paranormal. So I'm trying to figure out how all this works. So y'all just bear with me. Um, I'm just trying. So yeah, I'm trying to see if I can. There we go. I think that's working. All right. So if y'all can give me some comments, let me know what y'all want to talk about. So I'll just start talking about my life and the paranormal. It's been very fluid. It's been very fluid. Um, with paranormal uh, research, investigations, working with holistic medicines, those kind of things, you have to have different ways to interact with people, and you have to be universally open to everything. You can't say, "Oh, I don't believe that." Uh, you can say, "I don't believe that," but you can't take somebody else's beliefs and say they're not valid. So the first thing I like to tell people is with paranormal work, especially when you're investigating, when you're doing readings, is everybody has the fact to and the blessings and the honor to believe what they want to believe. Uh, and your job as a light worker, holistic worker, is to respect that, right? So you have to learn how to be fluid. If you're not fluid, my personal belief is that it can end you before you even begin. So I love that watching people here on the Things Network and seeing how they talk and what they talk about. It's just so much fun. And so I want to give a big shout out. I want to give a big shout out to Howard, the 13th Dimension, Rosie, all those people, Boo, that was on earlier tonight. Um, thank you all so much for all your support. I hope I'm doing this right. I really do. I have 2 check marks, right? I'm not a technological person. So we'll see. We'll see. Next card we have is passion. What that tells me is you have to have a passion for what you're doing, right? If you're if you're a paranormal investigator, you have a passion for it. If you don't have a passion for it, then it's going to again dead on arrival. You're not going to be able to give what you want to give to the to the client, to the experience. There's some people who go out and start investigating, and they're like, "Oh, I saw it on a movie, or I saw it on a TV show, and I just loved it so much." And then they get to the real thing, and it's not that. So, as you can see on the Things Network, you can see real investigations in real time, and you can see that it's not always like lightning and thunder and raw, right? It's a little different, and that's okay. I apologize. I have a massive cold, so I apologize. Telling the truth. This is also very, very, very important. If you are a holistic worker, if you are a practitioner of any sort, if you're a paranormal investigator, if you're a storyteller, whatever, truth is your friend. If you do not believe that, there is a major malfunction going on. You have to work with truth. Truth is your sandbox where you can build this beautiful castle and you can live in it. You can live in your truth. You have to, it's so hard though, because you're like, what if someone comes in my sandbox and messes up my sandbox and I have to start all over again? Well, that's the difficulty of working with your truth because people are going to come in and they're going to say things that are, what's the word? Not nice, not kind, not gentile, right? And they're going to challenge your truth. So, as a paranormal investigator, this is where fear can really come into play. You believe one thing, the client believes one thing, right? You're scared, quote unquote, to tell the client what your team has picked up. There's always these people who come into these investigations and they're like, who's going to be the sacrificial lamb? Who's going to be the sacrificial lamb? Who's going to tell the client that the house is not active? Who's going to do that? Who's going to do that? Or even better, when you go into a place, it doesn't have a client, and everybody says, oh, it's the most active place you've ever been to. And you go in there and it's not. It's not. I think I'm getting text from people. Let me just see what's going on. I apologize. Like I said, I have no idea how this works. All right. I'm learning. We're all learning. And fear is going to put you in those situations where you get all tied up. So back to the whole sacrificial lamb with your client, with the client and everything. Sometimes you're going to have to tell the hard truths. And when you speak truth to power, right? Look at that lion, beautiful lion right there. When you speak truth to power, things start happening, right? They start happening for you. And it's a really good thing. It's a great thing. Hold on, I want to see something. Okay. All right. Where'd I go? Where'd I go? Okay. All right. So for some reason I can't see comments. Can someone make a comment and say something? So I know 4 people. I appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. All right. So we're talking about fear, and we're talking about how, as a paranormal investigator, sometimes you have issues with having to speak your truth, and that is hard. Hello, Dana. Hello, Paranormal National Radio. How are you? Welcome to the Wolf's Bear Den. I'm Suits Healy. Welcome to Trinity Station. We're here tonight talking about paranormal and the fears that go with it, and also paranormal and the creative, and fears and the creative. So it's a whole big thing. We're also going to be working with the Quantum Oracle deck and a deck that I've never opened before, the Literary Witches. We picked some cards a little bit earlier because, like I said, I've never used this platform for us, so it's new to me. It's new to me. I'm learning. I'm a virgin on this. Okay, so bear with me. I just said hi. There we go. That's good. All right. So everybody wants to know, how do you start becoming a paranormal investigator? What are the do's and don'ts? How do I not become the scaredy cat? What These things are important, right? They're hugely important. And I talked about the sandbox, so we're going to get back to that. So I like to tell people that you can have your sandbox of truth and you can build your castle, but you have to understand that as you build your castle, people are going to come in and they're going to try to knock it down all the time. It's just a thing. It's how it happens. Okay. So as you're building your castle, thank you, Paranormal National Radio. I'll probably reach out to you for that. But is everything going well? Can y'all hear me and see me? Everything's good? Thumbs up. Awesome. So again, I apologize for the look like a chicken with a head cut off. But anyway, the sandbox that we're talking about, your sandbox. We want to have you step in your truth, stand in your truth, walk in your truth, work in your truth. Thank you, Paranormal National Radio. I very much appreciate it. Nation Radio, I apologize. So many apologies. Make sure y'all are following them and all that jazz. So the sandbox, I'll tell you a personal experience of mine. I was doing an investigation. I was very, very young, and I didn't know the protocols. I had no ideas. I was scared. I always liked the unknown. I've been fascinated with the paranormal. But when you go into someone else's sandbox, quote unquote, someone else's home, another property, you start to think. You start to maybe get a little like, oh, maybe there is something here. Oh, what the? You know, it all happens to us. It all happens to us. Or it has. That's when you get messages. If you're a medium, if you're intuitive, Archangel Gabriel messages. You will start to understand things. And so when I was a young buck in the paranormal field, I didn't know about protecting myself, right? I didn't know about letting my creative vigor as a medium and as an intuitive work with me instead of against me. And so that's what I want to stress to y'all. If you are a creative, say you're a writer, Say you're an artist, any kind of anything. I mean, it could be anything under the yellow sun. Work with your creative vigor. Don't let it work against you. Don't let it hold you back. Don't let it create what I call beast of burdens or Uncle Bob's. Um, you want to be able to stand in your sandbox and build your castles of truth for everybody to see, right? That's what you want. It's what you need. Um, so as a young buck, I was in this. We had been invited to one of the Daughters of the American Revolution homes. I believe it was down in Alabama, and I was young as a paranormal investigator, and I had the nice camera, right? I was trying to show off, right? I was like, yeah, here we go. I got the earphones on, man. I'm like rocking and rolling. I got my suit on. I'm dressed in the nines. I'm about 30 pounds lighter than I am right now, right? I was younger, probably was a lot funner at the time as well. Y'all know how that is, right? Um, anyway, so I'm in this place, and usually you'll get like a when you're going into a house, especially a historical house, and it gives tours and all that kind of stuff. They give you a history. Well, my little dumbass, pardon my French, did not listen to the history. In one of these houses, there was apparently a room where someone would feel like they were getting choked. Right now, again, I got the nice camera, right? The camcorder. I'm filming. I'm acting like I'm like a I'm in the ring, right? I'm rocking and rolling. Did not sit and really listen to everybody talking about, the history of the place. I was more worried about if everybody looked good on camera and the sound was good. And I had my ghost box and I had all that stuff ready to go. I was more worried about that stuff. The reason why I say that is because much later on in the night, we had a scare. I was filming a dear friend of mine, and she was sitting in a chair, and she started to really, really cough, freaking out, actually. Like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And the ghost box is talking about storms and all this other stuff, right? So you're getting all these things going on. You're freaking out, right? People are like, oh my God, what's going on? Oh my God. And then you had the excited people who are like, oh, yay, this is like so exciting. This is paranormal. It's like paranormal activity. Yay. Right. And you're like, no, no, this is serious. And so the people quickly was like, turn your camera off, come with me. So they pulled me aside. At the time, I think there was a Reiki practitioner there. I didn't know what Reiki was at the time. Had no idea. Picked up the woman very gently, right? Brushed off her energy. At the time, I had no idea what was going on, right? Again, I was a virgin to like all the protections and all the holistic healings and all that stuff. So I'm sitting there and I'm just like, from the corner of my eye, I'm seeing this person it looks like they're bowing. That's what it looks like. But what the person was doing was clearing the girl's aura, right? And I didn't realize that my friend who had pulled me aside, took the camera off, was also cleansing my aura at the same time. Now, people who don't know about cleansing auras and cleansing people, it can get really confusing really quick. So he didn't tell me that till much later on. And I didn't really realize what was going on really until years later. I was like, oh, that's what that person was doing. Because we have to be aware. And that's how you get a foothold on fear as a paranormal investigator. Awareness. I know I went around the world in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, whatever it was, to get to that point. But awareness. Awareness is key. Communication. If we don't communicate with each other, then we are going to find ourselves between a bull, a rock, and a hard place. And if y'all don't know what that is, it's not a good place to be, right? It's not a good place to be at all. Communication is key. If my team lead would have said, hey, Suits, you need to come over here and listen to this historical person, talk about all this and the claims, right? That may have brought me over there. Maybe not have. If I would have been more mature at the time, it's like, oh, I love history. Okay, let's talk about this. Okay, so there's this claim and that claim. Da 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 da. Awareness. I was not aware of the situation, and so you and the camera and the shot. I don't have that footage anymore, but you could see the woman reacting, my fellow investigator reacting, and very scared. When one person gets scared, guess what happens? Usually, not always, but usually, fear breeds. It breeds out. It's like tentacles. It goes and connects with you and connects to you. And it's scary. It can be very scary. So, as investigators, we have to be aware of how to work with fear, how to work with our awareness, how to work with our third eye. I know when I say third eye, people are like, what the heck are you talking about? I had a friend the other day say, the third eye, I'm confused. Again, you have to be aware of what you're saying to people, and you have to be aware of how to speak, because not everybody's a paranormal investigator. Not everybody knows about Reiki. Not everybody knows about the protocols for investigating. I was investigating a house one time, and the client was just determined to tell me there was the D word in the house. Just, I'm telling you, there's a demon in the house. There's a demon in the house, right? Well, and many paranormal investigators will tell you this. The likelihood of that ever happening is slim to none, right? Not always. I'm not discounting everybody, but a lot of the claims, there's a lot of times where people are just freaking out. They're literally freaking out about a faucet dripping, drip, 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 right? So we want to make sure that as we're investigating, that we're not letting fear control us, that we're not letting fear take us over. Okay. So in that chance, when the person was talking and I was talking to her, I was saying, hey, let's talk about this. What's going on in the house? How can we work? Tell me exactly how long this has been going on. It's like your checklist. This is what's been going on. This is how long it started. Da, 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 da. And people start talking about that stuff, right? They start talking about that stuff. Friendship. Now, friendship, and the reason why that card I think is relevant here is because we, in an investigation, we might not know this person from Adam or Eve, right? But we have to respect them as we respect our friends. It's very, very important. They let us into their home, or the governing body has let us into this place to investigate, or our friends have said, "Hey, my house is really active." Like, friends, treat people as friendlies, not foes, even if they're crazy, off their rocker. They're the reason why rednecks should not have cable TV. And I can say that because I'm a redneck. I know the internet's forever. So if you want to cancel me for that comment, I was born in South Jackson and Mississippi, and I used to chase cows. So that's and go out in the woods when I was little. But yeah, a lot of times we have these comments that we have. We have people come in, and any investigator will tell you this. They have a checklist, and they might even have a literal checklist. They might have another checklist. That checklist might be something like, hey, this person is saying they're seeing goop fall from the ceiling, something like that at Ghostbusters. Right? Now, get ready, guys. As paranormal investigators, you're about to get tons of calls. I mean, tons of calls, especially from little country towns, because Ghostbusters is coming out again. And y'all, it looks amazing. But guess what? People are going to be like, I have that in my house. I have that in my house. I have that in my house. I have a well behind my yard. I'll tell you right now, I see things come out of it at night. And you have to treat them like a friendly. You have to respect them. You have to say, hey, okay, what was there? Now, if you're scared, right? As a paranormal investigator, I learned this the hard way because I had let fear control me for so long, right? I was like, oh my God, what if it comes home? What if it comes home? What if it follows me? What if, da, da, da. You can't let that happen. You're a human being, though. So guess what? Guess what? You have to let that happen a couple times. You might say, you said you can't. Man, bro, it's confusing. Paranormal field is confusing. It's really confusing. It's not black and white. It's like a mosaic, right? Some people investigate one way, some people investigate another way, right? Some people use tools. It's what I call Atlas, right? My friend Autumn at Journey There Wands made this. Make sure you go see her. She's not a sponsor or anything, guys, but my wife had this made. This is one of my tools I use as an intuitive. This is called Atlas Conscience. So when I'm working with somebody and I'm taking on their energy, I use Atlas. I use this energy holder for that, right? When I'm cleansing a place, I don't know if y'all can hear that. Can y'all hear that? Probably barely. But I'll use that to distort the frequency and bring it up, right? So we have all these tools. We have to learn how to use these tools, awareness. And if you're scared, right? It's like you don't give somebody a weapon, right? When they're scared. Why? Because they're probably going to hurt themselves, right? That's a good possibility. It's a very good possibility. So you have to be aware. You have to be trained. And all these different teams, like I said, different teams investigate different ways. Holistic workers work different ways. When I'm doing readings, I'm doing my deep dives or my hour readings, I have a card deck, much like this, that I've never opened before. All right. And I'll open it. And the reason why I do that, here's the reason. My dad taught me to believe, to invest in myself if I want others to invest in me, right? And to make the playing field level because so many people, as paranormal investigators, as holistic workers, as healers, they're scared. I can't tell you how many clients I've had that have been scared to come in for a reading or scared their spouse might think one thing or scared their family might think one thing, right? So if you level the playing field with a card deck that you've never seen, right? Y'all can see it's never been opened, right? It's just one way, right? Just one way. Find that balance. Be aware. Don't be like me when I was at the Daughters of American Revolution House in Alabama, not listening to the historical histories of things, right? And not realizing that somebody was quote unquote getting choked or they had that energy around them, right? They may have heard. Here's another thing that's very, very important as investigators. I have a lot of investigator friends who they don't want to know anything. They don't listen out of they don't want to have their blinders on, right? They'll go in for an hour blind, quote unquote. But when they're in blind, they'll have somebody there with them who knows every single detail. And so if the medium or the intuitive is in the house and is with that person, they're safe because they have a friend. Going back to the whole idea of friendship. Boom, they're safe. They're not alone. They're not aware. So if the person like, I'm joking, I'm joking. Okay, well, this person, there's a reason for that. Okay. So I can process that. I can work with that. Knowledge is power, right? I have this deck out here. I use this a lot and pull this out tonight too. The self-care deck. The last year and a half has been crazy pants. I think we can all agree with that. And self-care and paranormal investigation is mandatory. If you get scared, if you get sort of like caught up all up in it, you can always go to your team lead and say, hey, this is too much, right? This is too much for me right now. I I I signed on dotted line and everything, man, but this I can't handle it. I can't handle. I I got a monkey on my back, and I don't know how to get it off. So and he's reading a book. Monkey on my back. He's reading a book. Um, that was corny as hell. But um, but anyway, talk to your team lead. Don't let fear paralyze you. Don't let fear paralyze you. Create and love. As you're creating, as you are loving, as you're doing these things, as an investigator, as a holistic worker, as a storyteller, um, as just a human being, don't forget that you are a human being. I can't tell you how many times I've had a client say to me, I just, I don't understand. I am confused. I don't, I don't feel like I should feel about this, that, these, and those. You just don't. And I want to feel beautiful. This is a big thing we get with a lot of clients. Is I want to feel beautiful. I want to feel like I'm sitting on a lily pad, right? And the sun is shining down on me and I'm holding beautiful things. That's what I need. I need beauty. I tell people when they need to feel beautiful, they need to know that they are beautiful. Remind them. So, as an investigator, and you might say, well, see, what the hell are you talking about? Beauty, investigating, fear, they're all connected. You want to know why? Because as a paranormal investigator, you have to know the human condition. You have to know what you are investigating, right? You have to know why this is happening, that's happening, these are happening. It's important. If you don't know the human condition, guess what happens? You fall flat. You're not doing yourself a service. Okay? You have to learn how to work with the system. Have your system. Don't work against the system, work with the system. As an investigator, we have to get together and work together. So if you see a friend who's losing their marbles, right? And she's saying, I can't be in a prison. I can't be in a prison. I don't like it. 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 And they're freaking out. What do? We got 4 people watching. What do you do if someone's freaking out? What do you do? What do you do? You don't just say hello. You say, hey, buddy. Hey, friend. What's up? What's up? And then you have people who are scared to show that they're afraid. And so they take that home with them. And that's even worse because then they go home, they start seeing stuff. They don't know what to do. Da, 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 da. One of the best investigations I ever went on. There's this old, what I call an ancient elder, quote unquote, who knew the field very well. And he said that you're going to go investigate tonight. You're going to go in this place and it's got a history and all that kind of stuff. What you do here and how you do it, that's on you. If you want something to come home with you, if you want something to follow you, if you want to dabble in stuff that you shouldn't dabble in, that's on you. Right? That's on you. There are rules. Respect spirit. Respect spirit. I know in Halloween time, before the craziness that ensued in around the world, people at Halloween go cemeteries, right? They go to every place scary they can go. They go and they pay big bucks to go investigate this place and that place and all that. That's great. That's great. But respect spirit. And I have kyanite on my table. This is a letting go stone. If you see it shaped like a blade, right? And that's to let go. Cut it off. So when I leave a place, I've let go of that energy. Before I leave a place, before I leave a client, I cleanse myself. Hello, Howard. How are you? Make sure that you're watching Howard on the Petri dish. You've got to see him there. He's an amazing person. That's one reason why I'm on here. So thank you, Howard. Hello, Governor. All right. So anyway, going back, not bringing stuff home with you. right? Because then you'll be calling people like Howard or me or whoever else is on here who's an investigator or a medium or intuitive, and you'll be like, I was, oh, I don't understand. I'm confused. I didn't mean to bring it home. I was here and I was there. It was so scary. I'm so scared right now. I don't know what to do. And they start freaking out. Fear, 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 fear. It will control you. It will destroy you if you allow it. So I apologize for sniffing. Again, cold, and I'm too vain. But I have my Uga Sooth. I got this. My wife made these for me. Had these made for me for our wedding. I didn't find them till after our wedding, but I used them. So, how about that? Isn't that cool? Right? My little thing. But all right, creativity. How do we work with our creative force and fear? How do we work with that? How do we bring in the creative energy to work against fear? Well, no matter what creed you believe, no matter what you follow, creative energy is under every single religion, faith following, no matter what. Creative, create life. What does life have? Love, right? And so we have to learn how to work with that, right? So, like I told you, if I go into a place and I have Atlas Conscience here, right? Right? I have my Atlas Conscience, right? And you can't see him. I don't think you can see him. Maybe you can see him. Let me see if you can see him. There you go. This is forest. The forest is a rainforest jasper stone, and he connects with the earth and grounds things. Oh, what that was. Hearing all these sounds, all these weird sounds. Again, this is all new for me. Somebody. Okay, hold on. I'm learning. Okay, here we go. All right. So everybody's working together, right? So let's get back to that. So creativity. If you are an investigator, I truly believe this. You need some kind of spiritual person there with y'all. Very, very. Jeremy York. We gotta do a song for Jeremy York. Y'all ready? Hey you, what you doing? Are you chasing ghosts? Are you looking for Sasquatches? Chasing UFOs? Going different places you don't know? Are you working yourself to the bone? Searching the unknown, seeking all these answers that you never thought to know. All right, here we go. Thank you so much. All right, so anyway, back to the whole story about fear and paranormal investigating. So, if I would have known about Reiki, and I would have known about holistic healing, and I would have known that I want to have someone there that is a holistic healer. That's why I became a Reiki master teacher myself. Went through the whole process because I didn't want to be in an investigation or have somebody on an investigation that did not know that they could be safe, that they could have spiritual energy there with them. It does not matter if you're Christian. It does not matter if you're whatever. As long as you believe in the creative force, the highest energy, right? The creative consciousness, right? As long as you have that, right, you're good. You're good. I'm not going to get on a debate with people about spirituality because then I'd be here forever. I'd be here forever. And I have to sing Jeremy York another song, and I have to sing Howard a song about toilets, and I can't do that tonight. I just can't do that tonight. My wife would probably be like, "Hey, presence. Here you go. This is key." So, as an investigator, you have to know about presence, and you have to have presence for yourself and for everyone else as well, and respecting the presence of the place. I saw a lot of my friends are taking a break during November to December for investigating, and that is very, very common. And the reason why is because it's winter and it's cold. In some of these places, it's really cold. I think where Jeremy is, I know it's very, very cold. Um, and there's different reasons why you take breaks. And here's my important reason why you take a break. If you're going 90 miles an hour, guess what happens? You might hit a dead end road. And if you hit a dead end road, what happens? Boom! Your car gets the results, or your spiritual self gets the results. We all have to slow down. For us, it's coldest in February. Well, I personally don't like investigating during the summer. That's just me. Call me a prima donna. The suits, I can wear like wool suits and stuff when I'm investigating during the winter. It's great. But a lot of people will take their time and be like, hey, I need a break because I've been going here, here, and here. I have friends who will take a month off of doing readings, right? A month. Because the main reason is that they have to recharge themselves. They call me the Adonis. Well, they call you the Adonis. I guess I'm Mercury, the messenger. But anyway, we all have to learn how to work together. We have to learn how to be of what? Service. That is what paranormal investigating is. It is of service. And if you're scared off your pants, right, and your marbles aren't all together, guess what happens? You're putting everyone in danger. Paranormal investigation should never, ever be dangerous. If it becomes dangerous, and you can take this, you can quote me on this. If it becomes dangerous, someone is not leading the team right. That's the bottom line. We investigate when needed, no matter what. All right, Paranormal Nation Radio. I agree. I agree with that. No matter, we investigate when needed, no matter what. That's a creed. That's a belief system. So that tells me that whoever's behind that if a person calls and says, "Hey, my house is active," right? They may go through a whole bunch of stuff to find out, okay, what kind of help do you need? I know I have some investigator friends who are like, we have our checklist. Some people have the literal checklist, right? Some people don't have that checklist. They have another checklist. Just like this person's crazy. This person's watched way too many I'm not going to name TV shows because I don't want to offend anybody. There's a lot of good shows out there right now. I will drop some names of some shows that if you want to see about entertainment and respect, watch Ghost Brothers. Very good show. Very good show. Funny and respectful. Hard to do. Hard to do. Hard to do. So we have to work together and we have to have knowledge. Look at that card. I'm just picking cards out of the wazoo here. We have to have knowledge. You see the spikes shooting out here. Knowledge can be painful. We can learn. I guarantee if we talk to Jeremy, we talk to Paranormal Nation Radio, we talk to Howard, they can say, yeah, I've learned some stuff. I learned not to do this. I learned not to do that. I learned not to do this, that, these, and those. I learned to not associate with this kind of thing or associate with that kind of thing. Because we have to be aware. Awareness. If we're not aware, guess what happens? We start to flow downhill, right? We start to go downhill. We have to keep ourselves up. We have to be aware. We have to be up. If we're not up, then we're what? Down. And we want to be up. We want to raise that vibration. We want to get higher and higher and higher and higher. Because as we go higher and higher and higher and higher, we get what? We get that eagle energy. We get that dove energy, that different perspective. And that's what we want. We want to get that high perspective. So as we are investigating, right, like Paranormal Nation said, coldest is also in February here. Also, cool. I want to ask you all a few questions, if you don't mind me asking. What is the one thing you've learned as a paranormal investigator that you wish you would have known on your first investigation? I'll give you all a second. All right. If we do that and pull some nature cards, because I just love this little deck. It's from the Nature Speak Oracle by Ted Andrews. All right. So, relationship balance. I feel like this is for somebody on here who's trying to figure out where the relationship is in terms of who they are as a person to the field. So be aware that as you are bringing into fruition this relationship status, that you need to be mindful of what you're doing, how you're doing it, awareness. Practice the awareness that you have an investigator and bring it into that possible coming relationship. This could be a business relationship. This could be a romantic relationship, but it's relationship balance. Balance between work and play. Balance between being a beautiful human being in a not so beautiful world, trying to do beautiful things. It's very, very hard. Okay. So be aware for the new doorways that are going to start opening up for some of y'all. Be aware of that. It's very, very important. If you don't know how, listen more. Paranormal Nation Radio says, listen more with eyes and ears, less. Excuse me, I apologize. Listen more with eyes and ears, less some equipment. Okay. So here's my thing about equipment. I think you need to have an equipment person that is, who understands the equipment. I think if people don't understand the equipment, that the evidence that you're collecting, right, goes to the wayside. When I first started, I bought all this stuff, right, and I'm sort of blessed in the situation that I got one of the first, like the last one of the last real good ghost boxes, right, like great ghost box. So we'll put the Star Wars talk on hold. They call you Wookiee. Okay. But working with tools. So listen more with your eyes and ears. Do you feel that fear ever plays a part of that at all? Do you ever feel it like, hey, I'm scared? And you might say, I'm not scared of nothing. I'm a toughie. I'm a toughie. I have investigators like, I ain't scared. I saw combat, man. Let me tell you. Nothing scares me. And that's true. There's a lot of people who don't have, quote unquote, the scaredy pants like me. If I'm in a place and I feel like I made this rule, if I go to a home, right, and I can't find the place, here's the number one rule. It's a Suitsy rule. Y'all can use it if you want. If you are not supposed to be there, the universe is going to do everything in its power for you not to be there. Do not force yourself into an investigation. This is very, very important. Very, very, very important. Because if you are forcing yourself into an investigation, right, where your energy may not be there, may not need to be there. Not saying right now, right? You could be ready. It could be your energy will be conflicting with someone else's. That's why when I tell people to build a team that works together. That's very, very important to me. I think to a lot of people is we have to build teams that work together, and the energy is there. You don't want to call people in and look at this harmony. You can't make this shit up. Pardon me. Hold on. I'm gonna put this card here so I can. I'm so vain, but right, harmony. So here's the thing I want to talk about. All right, Jeremy. Yes. So no, I'm not scared easy. I've been burnt and scratched by spirits. Now, here's the thing. People hear that, right? And they think that they've been burnt and scratched by spirits too, right? You wake up, you got a scratch down your leg. Oh my God, I'm in pain. but you forget to tell the investigator you have 6 cats, right? Or you have 4 dogs, and they're scratching and patching and doing whatever, right? Awareness, awareness, awareness. Fear, right? Fear. Um, Paranormal Nation Radio. Have you ever been scared at a location? Jeremy, have you ever been scared at a location? We got 6 people watching. If y'all have ever been scared at a location, please let me know in the comment section. I'm going to see if I can pull this up on my Facebook too. Okay. So you've never been scared. Okay. Well, how do you not have fear? That's my question. Hey Bridget, how are you doing? Thank you for tuning in. I'm Suits Healy. So let's do a song for Bridget, right? And a song for Paranormal Nation Network. All truth and honesty, I've not been scared. Now I've gotten concerned about other people's reactions to situations. Okay, here's a key. Here's a key. Oh my God. There. It has like words, but they're not my words. All truth, not. Oh, okay. I got to articulate more. Thank you. So, all truth and honesty, I've not been scared. Now, I've gotten concerned about other people's reaction to situations. So, that again has that relationship and balance that we're talking about. We have to work with those situations. I've had people who I know probably shouldn't be investigators due to health reasons, due to uh, mental states, right? You have a lot of people when they get out of relationships, they're like, I just want to, or they lose somebody, they're like, I want to go investigate. And for me, that's a big no-no. Again, that's a Suitsy rule. I know other people disagree, but if you just lost somebody, you got out of a big relationship, anything that's emotionally draining, you are not, you might not be ready to go into, say, a big active home where you're just open to everything. This is going to be very, very scary for some people. Now, Paranormal Nation Radio, I have a question for you. Have you ever seen someone get scared properly, the reason why they got scared? Anybody can answer that question. Robin's watching too. I can only see the Things Network here. I can't see the Facebook's comments too. So, hey Rob, how you doing? My name is Suits Healy. Thank you for tuning in. Hi Bridget. Okay, so here's my question for you. As an investigator, how do you work to find the translations here on the video? Let me tell you, that's comedy. That's it's a little. So Rob remembers me. Rob, how do you remember me? I apologize. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. All right. So control and discern. This is very important as an investigator. We have to control the situation and then we have to discern if it's safe for people to be there. Um, that allows for discovery to happen. Okay, that's very important. If we don't allow for discovery to happen, then we're not being aware. Oh, well, thank you so much, Rob. I appreciate it. So the fact about discovery and investigating is so much fun. I tell you, when you're in an investigation and you see people investigating, right? They're investigating like, oh my god, it's so great. Oh my god, like we're here, right? And we got our earphones on, right? You got your other friend who's sitting in the corner. We've all seen it, right? We've all seen it on Things Network, right? We've all seen it. People sitting in the corner, tucked away, with their ghost box, with their notepad, with their ears. That's called, I'm doing the automatic writing sound, right? So, very, very important that as we are controlling the situation and we're discerning what we learn, I know some investigators, they'll come in and they'll be like, hey, listen, here's the deal. What we're going to do is we're going to take in some stuff, right? We're going to go in for like an hour. All right. You're going to go in for 30 minutes, right? And then we're going to cut it. In the next 30 minutes, right? You're going to leave, right? And the other person's going to come in. And then we're going to meet up at a break, right? And talk about it. So you have to be aware of these things. Take time to not become that person that gets all caught up in their own BS and they don't know how to discern what's there. I can't remember if I was watching Kindred Spirits or something, and I don't want to quote this, right? But it was somebody, the two people I believe, they were investigating. I don't want to quote, I know because this has a big range and everything, but the gist of it was that someone had made a poltergeist. And I don't use that word lightly, but they had to do experiments to figure out if this was an intelligent energy or if it was a man-made. And I believe a lot of investigators make a lot of man-made energies because they so want to understand those answers. Yes, Paranormal Nation Radio. Yes, always be aware of the surroundings at all times. Would you say that's one of the reasons why you're never scared? Because you're aware. Is it like Cerebro in X-Men, Xavier, like you're aware? Or is it that you've done the research, you've talked to people? Okay. If you were thrown into some place that you didn't know, is there a possibility that you might be scared? That's the question. Just think about it. If you would, right? So we have to be aware. All right. So grace. We have to have grace. We have to have grace as we investigate. If we are going in and working with fear, right? As an actor, storyteller, I would say to people, use your fear. Use it. Work with it. Don't work against it. When you're going up against a rock and you're hitting a rock, boom, 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 right? What happens? You're going to have a bloody hand or a bloody head, right? That's what you're going to have. But if you work with the rock, you can climb up. You climb up the rock and you get a better vantage point. It's a beautiful vantage point. You can see so many beautiful things, right? Grace. Now, sometimes you're climbing a rock. I can't climb a rock to save my life, but this is just creative speak, right? We're creative speaking here. As investigators, we can't hit our head against the rock. I know so many team leads. I've seen so many team leads been like, I just don't know. I don't know what's wrong with that person. I'm so sorry. I can't. Like, and I think Jeremy can probably talk about this. I'm betting Paranormal Nation Radio can talk about this as well. They've had people, they're like, oh my God, you're great as an investigator. You're great as a person. As an investigator, and you're great as a supporter and an advocate of what we do, and it's awesome. But as an investigator, you've watched too many Exorcist movies. You've watched too much. You're there's something not working. There's something the grace, right? The grace that you need to be an investigator. Now, I'm not talking people who are clumsy. I'm clumsy as all hell. Like, I'll be like, oh my God, that hurt so bad, right? But I will say that people in general have to become more aware. Again, awareness, as Paranormal Nation Radio was talking about. Paranormal Nation Radio, can I have your name? Is that possible? Is that easier? PNR. So we got 9 people watching. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to this episode. I'll be here every Sunday. So I'm excited. About that. Hello, Carl. How are you? How you doing, Carl? All right. Carl says okay. Is Carl paranormal? This is, I don't see. He said okay. All right. So we're going to pick some spirit animal cards. Y'all ready? As investigators, I like to tell people, like when I'm cleansing a house, one of the spirit teams I bring in William Blake. If you don't know who William Blake is, he wrote the poem "Tiger, Tiger, Burning Bright in the dark of the night." I don't know the whole poem. I usually read it when So I was investigating a house, and I'll tell you something about scared. And I'll like I said, I'll be the first one to tell you, I get scared all the time. I ain't no joke. When I was younger, I got scared a lot. But going back to that Daughters of the American Revolution house that I was telling you about, because I didn't know the history. Hey, Carl. Pleasure to meet you. I'm sorry. I'm still learning everybody. So thank you so much. But anyway, as an investigator, we have to be aware. Again, aware, right? I wasn't aware. So when I first started, I didn't know about cleansings. I didn't know about all this stuff. I didn't know about protecting myself, right? I didn't know I could have a spirit team, angels, and all that. That they don't talk about that. They didn't talk about that on sightings. They didn't talk about that on Unsolved Mysteries. They didn't talk about that on discoveries and all that. It wasn't a thing, right? You got to give credit to ghost hunters and all those kind of people who. Oh my God, are you confessions? So y'all saying hello. What kind of confessions you want? Oh, you want a voice? Let's do a voice. Is this a good voice for you? Rob, you need to go up and get in that place and do something with yourself. If you don't, you're going to lose yourself. Oh my goodness. All right. So anyway, going back to my story, I apologize. Rob wanted me to do impressions. I did impressions. So look at Rhinoceros. Steal the chatter within to see your true path in life. Man, when it hits, right? It just hits. Look at this, the hair. Discernment before passionate encounter leads to the magic of love. Don't we wish we would have had those hairs a little bit in our younger lives? Like, hey, discernment, spirit animal. Is this a good idea? No, it's a bad idea. Bad idea. Don't do that. Person's crazy. So steal that. I apologize. Man, my nose. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right, let's see. That better? Okay, good. Apologize. I hate snot noises and all that stuff. My wife will get on to me. She'll be like, there were snot noises on your video. That can't happen. You've got to be professional. You've got to appear professional. So I apologize. But anyway, so as we investigate, as we explore, as I was as a young man, I didn't know exactly how to steal that chatter within. I didn't know. I knew I was intuitive. I knew that. I didn't know that you could go and get trained. I didn't know that there were protocols and all that. The thing they also don't talk about paranormal and holistic work is passions start brewing a lot in this field. That's why you have a lot of couples that work together. They found each other in the paranormal field. They like each other. You've got to be aware of boundaries too. Some people just like investigating. That does not mean you have to take them home to dinner, right? Or text them 1,000 times. Like, be aware of the rules of investigating. I had a friend of mine who was a team lead told me, he's like, I had to make a rule book like I was in school. And I was like, really? He was like, yes. I was like, what? Here are the rules to be on our team. You can't do this. You can't do that. You won't do this. If you do this, if you see somebody in the higher position doing this, that, these, and those, please let us know. Checks and balances, relationship balance, stealing that chatter within. We may think something one way, right? We may think, hey, I'm investigating with these people. I really like them, blah, blah, blah. They like me. It's fun. And then they forget why they're investigating in the first place. And I think this happens a lot. And I don't know if Rob can talk about it, Jeremy or Howard or whoever, Carl can talk about it. They've experienced this. But people get in, they get excited about the person. I talked about this a little bit earlier. And then they kind of lose their focus. They don't know where to begin and where to end, right? They're like, hey, you're like, oh my God. Like, I used to have a team member on one of my teams, and I thought, oh my God, this person's just like a blessing. They're so great. They're so professional. And then, because this individual didn't want to be a team player, right? They thought that their baseball bat was a lot bigger, and their balls, I'm talking about balls, were a lot curvier, and you know, I'm never gonna live that one down either. Dadgum, internet's forever. I apologize if I offended anybody. Anyway, but this person thought that. And they were great at first. They were so great. They were so great. And then because they believed they were better. Yes, Carl. So true. So in this case, this investigator wanted it to be the same all the time. He learned through scientific method. He learned, and I agree with scientific method. Don't get me wrong, but he wanted it his way because he's like, oh, I'm da, 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 da. His way or her way, the highway. Working together, collaborating, learning how to steal the chatter within the group. That's something a team lead has to do. As a team lead investigator, if there's chatter going on, right, in an investigation, it's one of the most unprofessional things that can ever happen. If there are people there who are freaking out because their child can't go to sleep at night because they're seeing something from Ring 2. Yes, Rob. At night because their creative vigor has started playing tricks on them. That's another thing we got to be aware of with fear. If these people are investigating, if they're watching these shows, right, and they're thinking, oh my God, or these movies, right? Like, watch the uptick in paranormal investigations when Ghostbusters comes out, right? Also, Paranormal Activity came out on Paramount Plus today. Watch these upticks that are going to happen. Investigators need to be aware. One of the best investigating techniques I've ever learned was my friend said, I love working with other investigators to see how they work and learn from them and vice versa. Yes, it's very true. One of these investigators said, I don't mean to be rude. I was very young, but this is a lesson I'll never forget. This is right when DVR came out. And he said, I'm not trying to get in your business or anything, but I have to know what y'all been watching because the child's describing this, that, these, and those. And a child should not be describing this, that, these, and those. And so the parent sort of embarrassedly and sheepishly, I'll pull a card because I can't speak. A rare opportunity is coming for somebody, so be aware. Rare opportunity. They didn't know what to do, right? This was a rare opportunity for them to have their house investigated. It was investigated. That's part of what I love about the live investigations people do. It's not only interesting to watch, but it's also helpful for others to learn. Now, here's the key, Bridget, and I think Jeremy probably will agree with me on this. I could be wrong, or Howard may agree with me as well. If it's done right, if you have the team person who's strictly responsible for filming the shows. All right, Rob, be well. I hope to see you soon, sir. Cheerio. And it's done right, and they're Jeremy York's taking all of November to get rid of the Facebook, or should we call it the Meta? Oh boy. But anyway, so what I'm saying is, let me get back to my brain talk here. Let me steal the shadow within. I lost my train of thought watching y'all talk. Hold on. Oh, okay. Back to the investigation. Okay. So the parent very embarrassedly said, okay, do you have to see everything? And the investigator was like, yes. Yes, we do. And so he said, what movies are you watching? This shows you how long ago. They had DVDs and everything. And it was Insidious. It was every horror movie you could possibly imagine that was on there. Blair Witch, like everything. Like this was like their casserole, their holiday casserole. They were eating it. They were like, it's so good. It's so good. I love it. It was so good. Right? So my investigator at the time pulled me aside and said, listen, the kids are watching movies they probably shouldn't be watching in the first place. I was like, okay. He's like, their creative vigor, he didn't use that word. That's my word. But their imagination is probably playing tricks on them. Not saying there's not activity here. I'm saying that their creative energy, quote unquote, is heightening it. Here's what happens with fear. If you're scared and you go into a house or a building or a property or a piece of land and you go out there, right? And you're scared and it's active, guess what happens? Spirit latches on to that. Not latch on to the person, but latches on to that energy. Spirits use energy. The world is so full of energy. I don't know if any of y'all are what I call earth sensitives, people who are really connected to the earth. I'm one of those people. There's been a lot of earthquakes and volcanoes and everything. And so for the last couple of months, I've been like, whew. Feel like I'm in a ring with the old school Mike Tyson, right? But then I had to distill that chatter, and I had to disconnect myself from all of that. So in the investigation that we were in, we had to tell the child, we had to say, yes, Jeremy, walking into a location already scared leaves you very, very vulnerable. That is correct. So and this happens a lot of times when people, there's fear and then there's unsettledness. Bridget says, I'm empathic. Energy can be hard to deal with sometimes. Yes. So that's why I go to Journey Their Wands. I go see Autumn. She made this for me. Beautiful wand. I want you to see this. See, look at this. When I go on investigations, I wear this. I got my Uncle Jasper. I got my anti-hematite. I got my Celestite, right? This is called tuning in. Hematite for me is thank you, Carl. Thank you so much for tuning in. Well, it's so bad to see you go, Carl, but thank you for tuning in. Remember, like and share this video if you care, if you want to. That's awesome. I appreciate it. Trying to help people with fear and the creative force. All right. So when I talked to that young girl who was scared off of her rocker because she'd been watching all these horror movies and the house was active. Now here's the key. Here's the key I didn't tell you about because I wanted to leave a little surprise. So the house was active. It was someone had done some hoodoo energy stuff with it and had I don't like to use the C word, right? We don't use the C. I don't like because people are like, oh my God, I'm cursed too. Oh my God, yes, I'm so cursed. I can't even get a parking space. And oh my God, my credit card always goes to zero. I don't know why. So I don't like using the curse word. But so many people, in this case, it was very intense. I never experienced anything like this in my life. At the time, we had an investigator who had grown up in a hoodoo household, and she called the person out. She called her out, and she said, "Hey, what's going on? Like, there's spiritual energy, and then there's this, and this is different. This is different. This is different." And so she took her off to the side. I wasn't privy to that conversation, but from what I understand, she was very stern with her. And it was like, we ain't got time for this. Boop, beep, bop, boop. Right? We're here because you said your child was seeing things crawl out under his bed and slide around. And what people don't realize with investigating is it's not just going in and investigating one room, right? Ghost spirit doesn't just like activity just in one room. It's like it, it can go. Spirit is everywhere, man. I grew up in the Catholic Church. We used to have this deacon. He'd say, "God's everywhere, man. God's everywhere." We'd laugh our asses off, but it's true. God, spirit's everywhere. Energy's everywhere. So in this case, the investigator, and I'm hearing this, through many different levels here, but the basic, she said, "What's going on?" She said, "Well, the person, I was dating, uh, mother didn't like me, and she was a hoodoo." That's all she had to say. And so the person went in because she was trained. I want to make very clear here. This woman was trained and she knew, right? She knew. She had knowledge. Remember, knowledge is power, right? When you have knowledge is power, you also get a harmony that comes in, a great harmony that comes in. So you have to be aware of these rare opportunities, right? Where we get that discernment, right? With that hair energy. Use that hair energy for discernment so that we can transform the situation. As we transform that situation, we start to nurture it as well. The nurturing allows growth to happen, not only for ourselves, but for everyone else in the building. So the individual went in, she did her thing. I don't know exactly what she did. I was not privy to that. All I know is that the phone calls started, phone started ringing. Ring, 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 ring. She had sent whatever it was in the house back from whence it came. So whoever sent it to them, she sent it back. Now, I've been in places where it's been active, right? Energy changes. We all know this. Energy changes. If you've ever been in a fight with someone you love, right? And then you make up, that energy changes, right? You're like, oh my God, you don't understand. You don't get me. I don't, right? And then they're like, oh, I get you. You just said something stupid. You're not funny sometimes, right? That happens. And so that energy changes. Well, in this situation, that energy in the house changed. It went from fear to love. You could feel it. You could feel. Well, I think a lot of times, Bridget, that can confuse people because when you say God's everywhere, man, God's everywhere, man. He's everywhere. He's in the trees, man. He's in the sky, man. And like I said, this deacon was what we would probably call now. Whew, he, mm, he a little wild, little open. It is confusing, and it's confusing now. I grew up in a Catholic church, in Catholic school, went to Catholic school my whole life. I was gonna be a priest. That's a whole another story for another time. But it wasn't until I found storytelling that I had my freedom. Right? Till I had my freedom and allowed me to have peace. And when I discovered peace of mind and peace of heart and peace of soul, and I just distilled that chatter, right, that we all get. We go into a house or a place, and I think every investigator will tell you this. I could be wrong. They could be like, Suits, that's lies. You're telling lies. You are telling lies. You are telling lies tonight and tomorrow and every day you're lying. You're just lying. Or they'll be like, no, Suits, that's actually true. That's damn. I wish somebody would have said that a long time ago. Yeah, me too, right? So yeah, these rare opportunities that we get. I think anytime we go into an investigation, it's a rare opportunity, especially if it's a private residence. It's someone's home, which is very, very important. And you have to realize this. If it's someone's home, then we have to be aware it's someone's home. We have to respect that, right? We have to respect that, those rare opportunities. We have to discern. We have to keep our passions down. A lot of people don't realize they get overexcited. That's never a good thing when you get overexcited because you're expoling energy. Expoling? I've just made a new word. Expoling. It's like exploding, spoiling, exploding, boiling, exploding, spoiling. It's like boiling water just going, and all this steam just throws everywhere. And we can't have that in an investigation. We have to have a controlled environment. So we don't have a controlled environment, guess what happens? We lose ourselves. We lose ourselves, guess what happens? We're not doing the client the service that they thought they would have. So it's very, very important that you decide now as investigators. I shouldn't say it's important you decide now. I shouldn't say that. But that you practice self-care, that you work with understanding yourself, right? You work with understanding how fear or how anxiety. Now, here's the thing. Has anybody ever had anxiety in an investigation? I got 5 people watching. Thank y'all for the hearts and the thumbs up. Anybody experience anxiety in the investigation? So do y'all want me to open the literary witches for the next part or the dragons? What do we want? I want to show y'all how I do my readings. Y'all tell me. All right. All right. Right. Put those cards there. All right. So, all right. So going back to that house, it's very important for me as an investigator. I learned that there's different places investigators go in their mind, their mind's eye, and their heart, and their soul, and their body. There's different places that they go. And fear and anxiety and nerves, right? It's like it is like a prime rib for spiritual energy, right? So you've got to keep the lid on it. You got to keep the lid on it. You can't let all that stuff shoot out. I had a great acting teacher tell me, they said, listen, I'm here for you to tell me a story. I'm not here to find out why your dog, why you're upset with your dog or your mom or your dad. If I wanted that life, I would go to my house and I would sit there and say, hey, Dad, why are you upset with me? If I want to talk about that kind of stuff. So as investigators, we have to practice that same responsibility. We leave our personal stuff at the house. We go in, we do the service, we do it well, we do it to the best of our ability. We don't bring our fears, we don't bring our anxieties, we don't bring that stuff there. They're calling us in because we're the professionals. We're the professionals. That's why I'll never forget. I had an investigator friend. Uh, there was this young buck, really young guy who wanted to be an investigator, right? And we were going into this place that was kind of, I would say, probably not the best investigation for a newbie to start. I think we've all experienced that. We've all seen it. Um, some people like to be thrown to the fire. That's not me. I don't like that. I mean, I love Phoenix Energy. Don't get me wrong, but I don't want to be holding someone's hand when I'm trying to make sure that the house that this person's in, um, we're cleansing it. I don't want to be training somebody, right? When it's a severe house. And I think there's different levels of activity. Thank you so much, Jeremy. I appreciate it. So there's different levels that we have to be aware of. And the first level is self-care. It's the most important level I can possibly talk about is self-care. Now, you might think this is funny. How you smell, how your breath smells, how you dress, what you're wearing, for men and for women, how you dress is important. I wear a suit because when I wear a suit, I learned this in my soul retrieval. One of my past lives was as a knight. So the suit that I wear is my armor. I've learned that as an investigator, I was with the team. They're like, "You're not going to wear a suit. You have to be like all of us." And I was like, "That's no, my suit. I like my suit. I want my suit. You can't. No. Why you want to take my suit away? Right? Why you want to do that? It's not good. I don't like it." Right? And I fought him tooth and nail. But if I would have said, "Hey, this is my armor. This is my armor. This is how I go into an investigation. This is how I bring my past life energy in to help me protect myself." The red scarf is my affinity for the priesthood, and for the red is for grounding. So I'm grounded in night energy and power energy. So I got the name Suits because I went to school in the University of Winona, Minnesota, St. Mary's University, and my name is Seth David. That's my name. It's a double name. And I was talking to people, and they're like, "We're not going to call you that. We're going to call you Seth. We're going to call you Scary Mississippi, or we're going to call you all these different things." I had learned after playing Jonathan in Arsenic and Old Lace how to tie a tie, and I never learned how to tie a tie until that show, and I just loved it. And it's the way I got up in the morning, and so dressing up, even today at my regular job, I don't have to put a tie on and a shirt on like this, but I do because it helps me wake up, and for me, it's showing respect for the institution. As an investigator, if I come in with a suit on, a tie on, I feel like, "Oh, I'm not from Minnesota. Not wrong voice. Sorry. Hold on one second, Bridget. Let me get it for you. I went there. Out in the boot. I went out in the boot. Went to Viterbo University. I can't do it now. Dadgummit. Uh, I can't. Yeah, nah. I can't do it. I wish I could. That's cool. That's not it. But out the boot. You out the boot. But yeah, I have friends in Duluth. I have some good friends who live in Duluth. Minnesota is great, but my accent is I'm from Jackson, Mississippi. But I've trained all over the world. I've trained in London and Ireland. I know some people say that, like, stop throwing your stuff up like that. But don't you know? Oh yeah, don't you know, you betcha? Don't you know? You know how you can tell somebody is from Chicago and Minnesota? You know how you can tell? You want to, you know how? They're on. Wait, let me get this right. How you tell somebody from Chicago and Minnesota? And the way you can tell is they're on crutches because they're not used to the slick ice. I'm probably going to get some hate for that. But I heard that joke when I was in Minnesota. They're like, there you can tell people from Illinois are over there. You can tell the people over there, and people on crutches are from Chicago. But I'm here to entertain. That's what I'm here to do. Jeremy and Howard and everybody's given me this great platform. I hope it's entertaining to y'all. I hope y'all are having fun. Please like and share this video. Shoot me an email, sundayswithsuits@gmail.com, for any ideas that you want for the show and all that jazz. I would love to hear some of your ideas if you have any questions. If you're looking for an appointment, please email me at theeccentricmedium@gmail.com. Theeccentricmedium@gmail.com. So I talked about self-care. Oh, you can read my story. My story. Oh, my story. My story. At suitshealy.com. All right. So I feel like I have not opened the Witch's deck, and I don't know if it has words. I don't know. And I know I'm gonna get shit for this. Because you're like, you pulled out a Witch's deck. Are you I will be very clear. Be very, very clear. Because I've been down this road before. Okay. This is a deck that I bought from Barnes & Noble. You can also get it on Amazon. And I don't know what's in it. I just liked that it was literary and it had witches. I thought that was cool. Just like I bought the Luminal deck. I had no idea that it had to do with this as well. So we're going to open this. Y'all ready to open some decks? Y'all ready to have some fun? Are y'all ready? All right, here we go. All right. Here we go. We're opening. Oh my goodness. What is in here? It's like Christmas. It's like Christmas. I'm learning, Jeremy. I'm learning. This is all new to me. And I can't open a box to save my life. I'm sad. All right, here we go. All right. So we got a little book. See this little book? And we got a deck I've never seen before. All right. Are y'all ready for some cards? Are y'all ready for some readings? Are y'all ready? We got 5 people watching. I got some people on Facebook too watching. Let me see what's over here. Mark McLean is watching. Donna Locklear watching. All right. So the first card we have is Anne Carson, the Intellect. Now, I'm not going to pretend to know who Anne Carson is, but I am going to pretend to know what intellect is. That tells me that we have to start using our brain more. And I need to find out who Anne Carson is. And I apologize. Oh no, cards fell. That means there's okay. All right. If y'all have questions, put them in, and I'll answer them as much as I can, or try to. All right. Oh, Rebellion. Foro, I can't pronounce her name. Rebellion. So we have intellect and rebellion. So what that tells me is some of y'all are using your brains to rebel. as investigators. It's very important. A November forecast. Do y'all want a November forecast? Is that what y'all want? That's my wife, Virginia Carter Healy. That's my wife. She made the graphic and everything. All right. Baby, I feel like November forecast with witch cards. All right, here we go. So the 1st of November, how about that? For the 1st of November, we're going to go with Zora Neale Hurston story. Ain't that great? So I feel like there's some stories that's going to be happening in November. We're going to have some great stories happening. Some great things are going to be happening. We're going to hear a lot of stuff. So we have to be aware as we're hearing stuff. Sometimes it doesn't always, it's not always from like you're hearing things, right? You hear things. You're like, hey, how you doing? You're doing good. I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic. And then your friend says, did you hear what Bill said? And you're like, yeah, I heard what Bill said. It went from fantastic. Like, man, I'm a failure. I'm a failure today. I'm a failure tomorrow. Like, fantastic. But someone else heard something else. So beware of hearing stories unless you hear it from the horse's mouth. Don't let someone else take your story and turn it around. If you hear that happening, take care of it. Ooh, love. Looks like somebody's love life might be getting a little bit of attention. Also, maybe trying to find out how you love. Ask, how do I love? Do I love appropriately? Do I love properly? Do I love fully? Do I love unconditionally? How do I love? Well, I love like I love. Like I love like I eat steak. Like a beast. I love loud and passionately. Right? Or I love like I'm like my little mouse. I'll treat you a little bit. Oh, a little bit of mouse, you know. Love is not a friend of mine. Okay. So we have to look at that and we say we got to look at the glove. Okay. Taking the gloves off. Here we go. Here we go. So, identity. So, working with your identity and how you see yourself. People say you're an Adonis. Well, next time they call you Adonis, be like, hey, do you know who Adonis is? Do you know who Adonis is? Not the Hollywood version. Do you know who Adonis is? Call them out on their shit. Do it. I love sarcastically. All right. For you, Bridget, here's your card. Pond. So what this tells me is that you're probably working with the spiritual animal of the frog, right? And the frog is and the toad are very symbolic of abundance, right? Also jumping from here to there. So be aware that you might not be jumping from one place to another. You might just want to sit on a lily pad and be like, hey, I'm just sitting on a lily pad, watching everything pass. I'm just sitting on a lily pad, watching everything pass. Just sitting on a lily pad, just watching everything pass. And I'm going to step into my power. As you feel that love may not be a friend of yours, you might want to look into finding out what is a friend of yours. And that's when you step into your power and you engage your power. Just like when you go into a house or a place that's active, right? And you're trying to find out, like, hey, should I be here? I know it's a crazy thing, but there's a rule I have. And I recently learned this. And I wish I would have learned it a long, long time ago in a faraway galaxy, but I didn't. I should have, but I didn't. Because I didn't want to see things. I didn't want to see things like I should have. Right? I didn't want to take the gloves off. Right? I didn't want that. I wanted something else. I wanted it my way. But when I started stepping into my power and I started looking at like what I was doing, I had to engage who I was. Right? We have to engage who we are. We have to step into our power. We have to understand how we love and why we love. right? We have to do that. It's very, very important. We have to learn sometimes you have to take the gloves off. Sometimes you have to sit on your lily pad, watch the days pass. Sitting on a lily pad, watching the days pass. Sometimes you just have to do that. And you just have to watch with your eyes. These eyes, not this eye, these eyes. Now you have some investigators who are not, they are pure investigators. Now, they became investigators to prove it's not real. I don't know if you ever investigated with somebody like that. Um, oh, I'm sorry, Bridget. I didn't see your comment earlier. As someone from almost Chicago, I love it. Thank you so much. Um, look at that. As I pull, look at that. You can't make that shit up. I'm talking about Bridget, and the toad comes up. So, Bridget, what I would do is I would start working with toad energy and spiritual energy. Let me see what Toad says here in the book. Um, I know in a lot of cultures it has to do with, um, stuff, but let me just see what we got going on here. Again, so Bridget, you use your humor to bring about joy, and you might find the grotesque interesting. Um, so be aware. The subconscious is going to play a big deal going on, I think, in November. How we are subconsciously thinking about things, from COVID-19, right, to uh, all the earthquakes. I mean, if you're not watching La Palma right now, y'all need to go do that. You need to go. You need to right now. Go look at Force 13. Well, after the show, Force 13. Look up the earthquakes that are happening. Look up at the volcanoes that are happening. It's really crazy. I walked in the other day. My wife walked in the other day, and I had Force 13 earthquakes on the TV. I had my phone like this. She's like, "You look like you're somebody who's one of those people." And I was like, "I don't understand what that means." My husband says my love for the death is a bit unsettling. So I think it's more of respect for the death, and that's probably because you love life so much. Um, so the balance has to be that you have to love death as well. It's a double edged sword, right? Every night has to do their thing. Milk. So what this tells me is somebody needs to do something good for their body. All right, we'll pull a little bit more, and then we'll wrap it all up because it's 9:42. It's almost 10. It's almost time for me to. So long, farewell. I can't do that because I don't have the rights to the song. So long, bye bye. Every day has its dawn. Yes, very much true. So as you're working with the subconscious and you're working with your energies, make sure you start to understand why you're working with certain things. It's really important. I can't stress to you how important this is. Don't let your creative vigors prevent your fear. Right? Fear is a human natural thing. You can be scared, but if you are that boiling, right? That right? Then you're jeopardizing the investigation. You're jeopardizing the experience for others. If you can't contain yourself, right? I had an investigator friend who always had a team that their sole purpose was to watch everybody else. That was their sole purpose, not just at base camp, right? I'm talking about like, hey man, you doing all right? Like, come out of the room, like, you doing good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Right? Are you sure? Because that you look a little like a pale, like a ghost. That's what you look like. You look like you've seen a ghost. Well, man, I did see a ghost, man. It was there and it was scary as hell. Man, he came out. He was like, "You want to talk to somebody? I'll talk to you. You want to talk to me?" And that's a little freaky. That's a little freaky. That's a little freaky. Um, so investigators need to make sure their place is all taken care of. All right. So I have my angel cards over here. I have the witch cards over here. This is how we wrap it up with Sundays with Suits. Are y'all ready? Here we go. Do 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 do. I gotta use my Uga Suit napkin. Hold on 1 second. All right. I apologize. Make sure y'all stay tuned on Things Network. So today has been a great day. As we are celebrating Halloween, everybody transformed. They turned themselves into something else. Right? You have the ability to transform. As you transform, you will start to nurture yourself. It's very, very important you start to nurture yourself. You do that by working with self-belief and self-care. As you do that, you'll find divine direction to your purpose. This will allow you to grow. As you grow, guess what happens? You age. And guess what that means? You get freedom. Now, you have to respect your freedom. You can't go out there and be like, hey, man, hey, man, hey, I'm Big Bull. I got horn, man. I'm good. Let's go. Hook 'em horns. I'm ready. Let's go. Right? You can't be doing that. No. You need to be at peace. You need to be at peace. Because investigating is always a rare opportunity. Before you investigate, make sure you still the chatter within to see your path. Call in the rhinoceros energy if you need to. If you're investigating with a loved one, right? Make sure that you're not bringing in any of that personal drama or that personal stuff into the investigation, right? That needs to be personalized in the investigation. You and her, or you and him, or whatever, it doesn't matter. Y'all work together, right? As friends, not as lovers in this case, as friends, right? Because she should be able, or he should be able to jump off, boom, and help Tom, help Bill, blah, blah, and not worry about you. So it's very, very important, very, very, very important to take care of your team, right? If you have a significant other on your team, that there are rules and regulations that you both have set forth before the investigation. Tell your story. Very important. You got to tell your story. If you don't tell your story, no one's going to hear it, right? If Howard would have said, hey, Suits, you should go on and do a podcast. This is not Howard's voice by any means. What? But I don't have all the equipment. It doesn't matter. Go out and do it. If you don't do it, then you're going to be kicking yourself in the ass. So you have to start engaging your story. If you don't engage your story, guess what? Someone else is going to engage your story. Someone else is going to take your limelight, take your energy, take your thing, and go boom, bam, boom, and you'll be out the door. Rare opportunities, the ROs. We have to be aware of the ROs, the rare opportunities. Oh, look, Emily Dickinson. She's one of the spirit guides that comes in a lot for me during teamwork. The soul. How do we work with our souls? How do we work with our soul in this energy, in these energy frequencies? Well, we got to discern. We got to discern what we believe. Our belief system is very, very important. Can't tell you, like I always bring in Archangel Michael, right? He brings me comfort and brings me strength. Oh, another card fell. This happens all the time when I start doing this. Hold on. Compassion. We have to have compassion for one another. If we don't have compassion for one another, guess what happens? We start to lose. We start to lose. If we lose, guess what happens? We don't win. And we want to win. Everybody wants to win. All right. So go back to Emily Dickinson, the soul, the intellect. Use common sense. Please. As investigators, use common sense. Don't let the uncommon sense bring that fear in and be like, you think you know what you don't know? I'll give you a perfect example. I was investigating. It's one probably the third investigation I did before I moved back from Los Angeles. And they were going in, and we were at this place that was a speakeasy down in Alabama, and they said, "We about to go ghost hunting." About 30 minutes late before that, that same person had told me this, and I quote, "We are not hunters. We are investigators." So I'm sitting there in this building that hadn't been used in a long ass time. It's old speakeasy. Bars, the most haunted places, most active places, bars, schools, churches, hospitals, and cemeteries, right? That's an amusement park sometimes, if you want to, like, depending. And war places. But you get it. So anyway, I'm sitting there in spirit. This is one of the first times I knew I was a medium. Comes up and was like it was like alien. It's like I'm like, oh shit. It's like, you want to hunt what you cannot see. About that time I got on the mic, I was like, excuse me, team. This is Suits Healy. We are investigators. That's what I was just told. We do not want to hunt what we cannot see. I had like this whole predator situation, like predators, like right situation, and we don't want that. So we want to respect. We want to use common sense. We don't want to hunt what we cannot see. We want to investigate, and we want to respect. If you want to go out and hunt a lion, what was that, Ghost in the Darkness? Is that what that movie is? The two lions? Watch that, and then apply that to investigating. You don't want to mess with a lion. Guess what? You don't want to mess with spirit either. Rebellion. Now, some people are going to be like, oh, well, I'm just a rebel at heart, That's what I am. I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel, man. That's what I am, a rebel. I do my thing. It's great. I'll do my own thing. I don't care about whatever. There are protocols for reasons, and we have to respect each investigator's protocols. So you can rebel all you want, but you have to know when to bring it back, right? Bring it back. If you see this person, this individual, she's built herself around. Now, she can't get out. So I think what this also tells me is about rebellion is, if you're rebelling, you better be comfortable where you are. Because if you're not, that's your own damn fault. There's a little door here with an eye on it, but she's a big person. And you have to be aware. You have to be aware. All right. Subconscious, again, goes back to what you're thinking. Doing your body good. The toad, again, prosperity, abundance. Sometimes you got to wear gloves. Sometimes you don't. You got to protect yourself and cleanse yourself. Very, very important. What you see, you may see and they may not see. I can't tell you how many times I was going over evidence and people be like, hey, I see something. I'll be like, I don't see shit. I can't take away from that person, but I can say I don't see it. I'm not saying it's not there. I'm saying I don't see it. So be aware of perspective. Be aware of your power. Be aware of the pond, where your lily pads are, where you're going to just sit back and relax and enjoy the show. Be aware of who you are. I'm Seth David Suits Healy. I'm Suits. I wear a suit to every investigation. That's my identity. And I love what I do. Ain't no pond going to tell me different. Thank y'all so much for tuning in today for Sundays with Suits. Please email me, Sundays with Suits, Sundays with, Sundays with Suits at gmail.com. Yeah. Or the eccentric medium at gmail.com. For any questions, comments, concerns. Bridget, thank you so much for tuning in. I very much appreciate it. Next week, we're going to be talking about stories. And so I hope that you can tell your friends and your foes and your countrymen to come by and watch, because we're going to be talking stories and the paranormal, and how to gain strength from those stories. So I know I'm on here till 10, but I want to make sure the next person coming on has their free time and all that stuff. So thank you all so much. Onward, upward, greatness abounds. Soak up that energy. Create your life. Make your art. Make your impact. Soak up that humanity. Create your art. Make your impact. With an army of nouns, so our children and their children don't have to have armies. No, they'll be sitting on lily pads, watching the days go by, looking at the moon and the stars and singing why. Instead of like, oh my God, we got to wear masks. We got to wear gloves. Oh my God, viruses. Oh my God, volcanoes. Oh my God, aliens. Oh, what's next? We live in the now. We live in the present. We do what we can to help people and to share that light and that love. That's what we do here. Thank you to the Things Network. Thank you to Jeremy. Thank you to Howard for inviting me on. I very much appreciate it. I hope I did y'all well. But please share this video. Shoot me an email. Follow me on my Facebook, Seth David Suits Healy. You can follow me there. Instagram, the Eccentric Medium, also the Uga Suit Directive, either or. I know I need banners and stuff. I'll get them. But it's 9:55. And I have a direction I need to go, and that's to bed, because I got to get up in the morning. So we can grow. So we can have freedom. So we can be at peace. So we can have self-belief. So we can transform and we can nurture. That's what it's all about. That's why we do what we do. Because it's not for the money. Talk to any holistic worker. It's not for the money. It's not for the money. Right? We do this because we love it. And if we can help, we're going to do it. So reach out to your local teams. Respect spirit. Respect the teams. Respect the time. Onward, upward, greatness abounds. Soak up that humanity. Create your art. Make your impact with an army of now. So we don't have to have armies tomorrow. Healing is life. And life is healing. I will see you same time next week. Sundays with Suits. And I'm out of here. Catch you later. Bye-bye.